Welcome to our science class. We were doing the chapter tissue and we have discussed that tissues is a group of cells, or we can say cluster of cells having similar structure and perform some specific functions. As we all know that in plants and animals there are group of cells which are collectively called tissues, okay, and they perform some specific functions. As it was given in example that in human being the cell of muscular tissue contract and relax and it help in movement of us. Same way in plants we have vascular tissues which are used for conduction of water and food from one part of the plant to another part. As you know that the water conducting tissues are called xylem and the food conducting tissues are called phloem. You can see here the type of muscle cells given and explained. Okay. Then we have discussed also that why the plant tissue and animal tissues are different. It depends upon the different requirement of plant and animal. As I have told you that plant cannot move from one place to another. It show only movements standing at one place. Whereas the animal cell or animal tissues, they show locomotion. They move from one place to another. So they required high amount of energy, as well as they required some specific tissues for performing specific work. So that's why we have plant and animal tissues different. Okay. Now in our previous lecture we have started plant tissue and I have told you meristematic tissue. Meristematic tissues are also called dividing tissues. Okay. Why they are called so? As we know that they show growth, they divide and rapidly they show division and divide and then grow. Therefore meristematic tissues are also called dividing tissues. And I have explained you that meristematic tissues are of three types. First one is apical meristematic tissue. Second one is intercalarial meristematic tissues. And third one is called lateral meristematic tissue. And I have told you also that apical means they are present on the root and shoot tips, whereas the intercalarial, they are present on the nodes of the stem and the main branch. Although the lateral tissues, they are responsible for the growth of any given particular plant. Okay. So what will happen when these meristematic tissues, they stop showing the growth, or when they lose the ability to divide, then they become permanent tissue. So after meristematic tissue, today we are going to study permanent tissue. And whenever this meristematic tissue lose the ability to divide, then they take permanent shape, size and have their permanent function. Therefore they show a process which is called differentiation. So we can say that differentiation leads to development of various type of permanent tissue. Okay. So I think today you understood that how permanent tissues are formed. Whenever meristematic tissue lose the ability to divide, then they form permanent tissue. So under permanent tissue we are going to study different type of like simple permanent tissue and complex permanent tissue. If we see there are, if we see simple permanent tissue, then where we observe them, in the beneath of our epidermis we see simple permanent tissue, and they are mostly present as in the form of parenchyma. You can see here the first permanent tissue present, simple permanent tissue present in plant are parenchyma. If we see regarding parenchyma, it consists of relatively unspecialized cell with thin cell wall. So how their cell walls are? Their cell walls are very thin and they are generally living cells. Okay, and they lose their capacity, and they are mostly arranged having large spaces between the cell. Okay, so if we talk about simple permanent tissue parenchyma, then how we will identify them? We can identify them that they are loosely arranged and having large surface area, or we can say having large space between the intercellular walls of the plant. Okay, here meristematic tissues are discussed, that we have done already, and simple permanent tissue we were doing. That simple permanent tissue are made up of only one type of cell, and we have three types. First one is parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. So some parenchyma cells, they are lying in the leaves. They contain chloroplast and prepare food with the help of chlorophyll. Okay, and what process we call when they prepare food? It is called photosynthesis. So some parenchyma cells, they have large air cavities. That's why they can easily float on water. Therefore, such type of parenchyma tissues are called aerenchyma tissues. Okay, they are also the type of parenchyma. Then there are some parenchyma cells which are present in the root or stem, which are helpful for water and mineral storage. So in parenchyma we have aerenchyma also and chlorenchyma also. Chlorenchyma means containing chlorophyll, and aerenchyma means they contain air cavities which help them to float on water. Now the next our is collenchyma. Collenchyma means they have elongated cells with very less intercellular space, and they are thick at their corner. So how we will identify collenchyma? Collenchyma, they are less intercellular space and they are thick at the corners. They provide flexibility to the plant. As you can see that there are many twigs moving here and there, but they are not breaking. That is due to the presence of collenchyma, and which provide flexibility to the plant and allow easy bend of different parts of the stem and leaves. Also, they are responsible for the mechanical support. Mechanical support means which will help the plant not to break in between whenever there is storm or any other we can say any other difficulty come on plant. Then the last simple permanent tissue given to us is sclerenchyma. Sclerenchyma consists of long, narrow, dead, thick wall. Okay, in upside we were having thicker wall at corners, but here they are dead and they are having thick wall cell, and this cell wall contain lignin, L-I-G-N-I-N-E, L-I-G-N-I-N, lignin, a simple substance which act like cement, which harden them and which provide strength and hardness to the plant. As you must have seen on the coconut husk, the tissues present on coconut husk are sclerenchyma. So today I think you have understood that what are tissues and how many types of tissues we have. In this lecture we have done meristematic tissue. First we have discussed that what are tissues, then why the plant and animal tissues are different from each other. Then under plant tissues I have told you meristematic tissues and permanent tissue. In our next video we are going to start another plant tissues which are called complex permanent tissues. So till then, thank you. Have a nice day.